If you're a website designer, if you own a digital marketing agency, this video is an absolute must to watch. I mean, there's no doubt about it. So the reason why I'm making this video is because I saw a comment on a Facebook group, and the comment goes, "Hey guys, I'm making a website for a law firm," and I'm going to abbreviate a little bit of it, but their old website was built on Wix, and it was terrible design, so this person designed her a new website on a platform called Figma. She didn't really give much feedback about what she liked. She half-heartedly approved it, but then when the website got developed, she didn't really like it, and she was surprised because the designs had suddenly changed in her mind, right? Massive, massive problem, something that I've definitely dealt with in the past. Now, she also goes on to say, or this person goes on to say, now I'm having to make additional changes, which are obviously eating up your profits now, and you're spending more time on it. And this client is slowly turning into a nightmare. The client is giving very vague feedback. They're really not giving enough information. And now this person's in a pickle because their client has now said, yes, this is perfect. They're not sure if he's actually, or that person actually likes it. In this case, a client is a lawyer. And this person also has, the stuff on the existing website wasn't that great. So he's trying to figure out different ways to avoid this. And I'm going to post the image right now. But this is kind of a problem that we see every once in a while. It's pretty uncommon now because we actually fixed this at our agency. I own an agency called Growth Generators. I will leave a link down below. But he's looking to figure out how to avoid this, how to really go through and help himself with avoiding these problems and these mistakes. So something I totally get, something I can vibe with right here, because this is something that happened to me a lot when I was a little bit of a freelancer. Now it happens a lot less. We still get pain in the butt clients at our agency, but we kind of figured out how to really kind of set the bar of expectations of what they like versus what they don't like. And then on top of that, we've also implemented tools and tricks to make our lives way easier. So I'm going to share my screen really quick. And this is a program called Markup. Now, I absolutely love this program. It is probably my all-time favorite program as far as getting feedback. Now, I don't use it all that much myself. It's more of my employees / partners that are working on it, but I do know the program pretty well. It's honestly pretty simple. Now, this isn't like hey, go get Markup. I'm actually going to talk a lot about different websites, different problems that I've had to get over. So the first thing is when a client goes to you is, this is actually going to be the last step. The first thing you want to do is ask them what they like. So if it's a e-commerce site, right, and I say, hey, go find 3, 4, 5, 6 e-commerce sites, typically a minimum of 2 or 3. I can't really do much otherwise. But if they can give me as many websites as they like, I had one person go, hey, I love the Nike website. And I was like, what? You like the Nike website? And here, I haven't been to the Nike website. And I was like, Nike's $1 billion company, right? But their website is really simple. If you're a website designer or developer, I mean, this is really not that difficult. It's pretty straightforward as far as the layout, the design. I mean, it's really nothing incredible. The next one is, I had somebody say, hey, I want my I don't know why I put an A at the end of Gucci, but they wanted a website that looks like Gucci, and I was like, that's kind of weird, right? Didn't really think much of it, and I was like, oh, Gucci, another super high-end designer website, but their website is so simple. I mean, it's really nothing. It's really nothing crazy. I mean, most of this stuff can be made or built on pretty much any platform. There's really no wow factor that I've seen in a lot of these nicer, high-end looking websites. So the first problem is on this person's question that I posted is, how do you get the best design possible? The best design has to be built off of what the customer likes. There's no doubt about it. You have to go through and get a couple of ideas, right? So if you say, hey, I like Nike, I like Gucci, I like, maybe it's Dick's Sporting Goods, or maybe it's Bass Pro Shop, right? And I don't know what stores people like, but these are great examples of billion-dollar companies. I've shown GoPro on here several times, but I think a lot of people get really caught up with like, oh my God, they have this idea of this massive brand, when a lot of these people don't have huge, crazy websites. I mean, this really wouldn't be all that difficult to remake in just about any website builder. Now, obviously, there's styling and there's custom pictures in there. There's really no way to get around that. I always tell people the 3 sources to go get pictures, which is Pexels.com, Unsplash.com, and Pixabay.com. And it's just going to pre-fill out what I search the most here. But you have social media. These are all royalty-free pictures. And if you're a designer watching this, please let me know in the comments below what you guys would do to that first question. I think that's really important. But you have Pixabay, Unsplash, and Pexels. These are all royalty-free photos, videos. I don't believe there's any music on any of them, but it's really good. I mean, this is a great spot to just go in and say, hey, this is what I need, right? If you want recent searches, podcasts, right? This is a great library of podcasts. You'll, weirdly enough, see this all on my personal website for the most part. And the cool part is it's just a place to start. So sometimes I tell customers, I'm like, hey, what are your thoughts on this? Or what do you like about this? Or what do you not like about this? Or can you send me some pictures? Here's the 3 websites. And this is a great way to just get really good feedback. I mean, when I say really good feedback, I mean, I've had customers literally say, hey, I want this picture, this picture, this picture, this picture. And then I just have to go about fixing it or putting it on the page in the right spot so it kind of flows correctly. I would also say that you have to have some level of basic design to be able to either crop in or change some colors on here. Now, I don't use Photoshop myself all that much. I use a software called PicMonkey. But if I wanted to just put like a vignette on there or something like that, you could really kind of I don't want to say get into like Photoshop-esque tasks, but you can modify the image to give it a different vibe, a different feel, and I really do like that. So that's number one to the question, is you got to go through and you got to ask them where they're getting their images from, what they like. The next thing you're going to do is you're going to ask them what websites they like. Ask for a handful of websites. Don't ask for, one website or just say, hey, is there any style you like? No. You have to ask for the websites that they want. And this is going to prevent you millions of headaches. I remember when I first started my freelancing / agency, when I was building websites, I would just say like, hey, can you send me some websites they liked? And they never did. And I was like, I will just do my best. But being able to figure out the common theme amongst all of these is really important, right? There's lots of white space on all of these. There's super high resolution images, right? These images are massive, so big they don't fit on my monitor, right? And not to flex, but I do have a 49-inch monitor. I mean, this is huge. This image is absolutely gigantic. Even this one, this takes up almost a third of my entire screen. Huge. I mean, huge pictures on here. Nike, similar, right? About a third, right? About a third. I'm just looking at proportions here. Maybe a quarter of my monitor, right? Really big images, probably size 16, maybe 17, maybe 18 font, right? The Nike font isn't anything crazy. This is probably Helvetica if I had to guess. I mean, this is all basic stuff. So always ask, hey, what do you like about and ask them, what do you like about certain sites, right? This is going to be a phenomenal way to prevent a lot of headaches. Now, when you're going through this, also ask them what they like, what their color schemes are, if there's any particular colors they really like. If you don't have a color scheme or you're not sure, just go on Pinterest and type in color palettes. I mean, I've had people go on Pinterest and spend hours and hours going through here, and I do have a Pinterest account. I probably need to be a little more active. That's starting to go down. But color palettes. Right? And this is something that a lot of people don't necessarily think of because it's just not their first thought. And I don't blame you. I would probably be in the same boat. Somebody had to tell me about this. But this is great. I've had so many people, right? This is kind of the vibe, the colors that they're getting out of here. It's just a great place to start. And there's a couple programs. There's Microsoft Power Tools where you can just go on and you can grab the color. And if you don't know what color it is, you can literally type in a thing called, what color is this? And you could go on, you just grab the color, you grab this, you upload an image. Please assign, choose a file. I'm just going to choose a file really quickly. And I'll share something here. So putting together my Kajabi SEO masterclass here. And here it is, right? If I want to know what color that is this color. So I click it and it'll actually give me the name of it, the hex code, the RGB code, and the CMYK code. I mean, that's pretty simple. If you have Microsoft Power Tools installed on your computer, you can absolutely they have a little shortcut for that. But this is probably the easiest way for most people to get it, right? And you could literally pick any color you want. If you want that blue on the inside here, you just click it and it'll pull up Chatham blue. And these are the most similar colors to it. It's really that simple to find somebody's color. And you could do this with any image. Take a screenshot, upload it. There's a lot of color palettes out there, and they all work. They all work really, really well. So that's definitely one thing that I would say that has massively helped us in the design. Say, hey, you know what? If they don't have any really idea, they just have a logo, and they're like, I'm not exactly sure how this goes, or what colors to pick. Just have them go through. I mean, there's millions of color palettes out there, and just have them pick one that they like. I don't typically like the makeup ones just because even though the color is pretty consistent, there could be like in this white here, you have some darker spots on here. That's something to be aware of. So when you're taking a screenshot of it, if you don't get it at the exact spot, right, you're going to have some issues. This one has some shades in there as well. So just keep that in mind when you're going through it. But I love the digital ones like this one, Alexandra P. Anderson. I mean, great color spot, right? Colorful boutique, business card. I mean, it's cool. I mean, they're obviously trying to sell something, but this is a great way to say to a customer, hey, I don't know, if you don't know what color you want, go pick one, right? Go pick a series of colors. And the cool part is you can use all of these colors. Typically a color palette, when done right, they all kind of complement each other, like this one, right? So it goes with the image that's the kind of vibe and color scheme you're looking for. It's great. I mean, it really is. I think it's really underestimated using Pinterest for this. Once again, you could grab those colors, but really figuring out the website that you like and the common themes amongst it, right? I've had several clients of mine say, hey, I really want a lot of white space, or, I don't know what kind of website I want, but I want it to look something similar to Dolce & Gabbana, or who knows? It could be Apple. I mean, Apple's website, even though I've pulled it up many times here, Apple's website is really, really simple. It's nothing special, which is actually absurdly crazy. But like, once again, it's mainly images, right? And don't get me wrong, their images are spot on. But there's my honey trying to save me some money here. But I mean, it's really nothing too crazy. They've had several. The flagship models of the iPhone when it comes out will typically have some kind of crazy animation on the homepage. But I mean, that's really it, right? I mean, there's really nothing over the top, and they obviously have a team of people that can get, that does this. But like the AirTag, right? This is pretty new, right? So this comes in slowly as you scroll down. This little dot does a circle, right? If you're on Webflow, you can do this, and I believe if you're on Editor X, you can do this on Wix. But I mean, other than that one thing moving, okay, so this is probably a little GIF, right? It's really nothing absurdly difficult to do, right? This one doesn't change with scroll, it's just when it goes off screen here. But I mean, this is it. I mean, this is $1 trillion company, and there's really nothing that like jumps out as like, oh my God, you need this, right? So that brings me to the last part of this, where you're not getting enough good feedback from your customer, and I'm just closing out of everything here. But I want to share with you guys a program that I think is absolutely earth-shattering, which is a software called Markup Io. Now, if you're a developer and you've made it this far in the video, you're not using this, you are missing out. So developer, designer, really ultimately anything that has a visual component to it, right? It could be visual feedback. And I'm going to share with you guys why. Now, I've pulled up the pricing. I mean, the website is super simple, pretty basic. It just kind of goes over what it is. And we use this all the time in my agency. Now, I don't use it as much as I probably should, just because I'm not building as many websites compared to the guys on my team. But here's the pricing. I mean, it's literally free forever. We've put hundreds of products through here, or projects, I should say, and never spent $1 with it. It is cool if you do want team management, account, project organization, third-party integrations. But I mean, other than that, it's really nothing. Even $15 a month, if you're making websites or anything visual, this is a no-brainer. Now, I want to show you guys how simple it is. So this is my account. I like I said, I don't use it as much as I should, just because I'm not building websites. But if I go to our agency website, right, so what it's doing is it's basically taking an entire screenshot of my website, which is growthgenerators.com, which I will show you guys here. And I mean, this is our agency website, right? It's nothing over the top. It's pretty simple. I love the colors. I love how these images move. This is my team here. We got me, Kevin, and Billy. absolute rock stars. And then we have, our list of our customers, just like any other marketing agency. Our newsletter is fire, by the way, if you guys want to jump on there. But I mean, this is it. This is the whole website. It's cool. I really like it. Now, here's the thing, though. If I didn't like it, or I wanted to work with a designer, what I could do is there's a couple different things. You can share this out, which it gives you just a URL and this person can see it. But you can go in here and open. And this is what we send that share link to our customers, right? They're obviously paying us. And the nice part is you have your comment and then you have your browse. So browse is just to scroll through here, right? And you could see everything. Now it's gonna give you features just like you would see it on the normal website. And then if you go to comment now, you can actually see it cuts it up into little aspects of the website, right? So you have your text, you have your buttons here. And then if you scroll all the way down as things are starting to move, you have the team, right? You get the little bubbles moving around in the background, which is pretty cool. And then you have these guys over here. Now, is there a way to cycle through these? No, there isn't, but you can always add a comment. So this is probably my favorite thing. If you actually go through and you just say, hey, I don't like this title or I don't like this box right here. Build your dream website, get it found online, right? So you could just add a comment and you can literally comment to your designer. So if you're a designer, you send this out and your customer would be the one filling this out and say, hey, can we switch up the text here and change the color? I can't spell apparently. Color, right? And then you can hit post. Now the cool part is it gives it a number, and you could go through and just say button swap color. Right, I do dig this blue, and then you just hit post, and you can link to something else, right? If you want to link out to another website, bold it, italicize it, underline it, line through it, right? Bullet points. Hey, change the bullets to this. I mean, it's pretty great. If you want to attach a file, you can even attach a file to it. And the cool part is now you're starting to number it, right? Swap this picture. Swap this picture. Keep the computers, but it has to be something else or a different. Right? And now you can get really precise feedback, which I think is so underestimated when you're building a website. Now, you've realized that we've put 3 numbers on the page, right? We have our number 1 up here, which ironically enough is the same color as the background. We have our number 2 and number 3. Now, you as the designer can go in and see the back end and say, hey, here's all of the things that somebody said, right? So you could look at this. Chances are pretty good you're going to be working on a multi-monitor setup. And then you could go in and make the changes. And then all you have to do is click resolve, and then it's done. And now it shows up under the resolved area, right? If that customer doesn't think it's resolved, they can always hit unresolved, right? And sometimes we build a website, and this is how we get to less than 3 revisions, probably about 95% of the time, because we can almost guarantee that you should never need more than really 2 revisions. The third one's kind of a grace, in case you do change your mind on something. But this is it. I mean, this is the easiest way to just say, hey, let me change this, and it's really that simple, right? You go through, you hit comment, and you could just drop swap out this icon, right? Post, and then it shows up in here. And now both the customer and the developer can see all of these. I mean, that is the best part about this entire platform. Now, you do have desktop, tablet, mobile, so if you did want to swap something up on any of your other platforms, it automatically grabs that image. I mean, this is how great it is, right? Maybe this is too big. Too big. Can we fix? Right? And now it's going to be number 5. So you'll actually see, based on the comments of where they make, you have desktop, tablet, and mobile. And I mean, it's literally that simple. It has saved us so much time. I mean, my team shares these markups with me, and sometimes they have 25, 50, 100 changes, right? Because customers are super picky. And I'm okay with that now, because I know exactly what they want it to be, what they want fixed. Instead of them trying to write an email and say, hey, next to this image, can you do this or can you adjust this? Oh my God, I don't have any hair left because I tore it all out because people couldn't make up their minds, right? Now I have a tool that really streamlines this whole process, right? And the cool part is too is, hey, I don't think that this looks anything like the website that I showed you. Click on the area, put a little comment. Hey, yes, it does. Here's the link to the area of the website that you told me to use. I mean, that is the best part about it. We've had people literally say, on like 6 pages deep in a website, in somebody else's website, and they say, hey, can you make my homepage look like this, but only this one image on my homepage where it like fades in and out or something like that, some special thing on somebody else's website? Yes, we can, as long as it's possible in the platform that we're building it in, whether it's Wix, EditorX, Squarespace, Webflow, any of those platforms. Yeah, we can. We could always do that. This is the easiest and best way to build websites. This will dramatically accelerate your website building process. This will dramatically increase your customer not only retention, but satisfaction in this whole process. And because you're using state-of-the-art technology, you can charge a little more money. Right? I mean, this is the whole process. Ask them what they like. Go grab some high-end images. If they don't like the high-end images, then that's on them, right? If they want you to use the pictures that they have, do your best to use their pictures. I mean, we're going through this literally right now with a client. Their pictures are awful. I'm not going to sugarcoat it. They're awful, right? They're just super low res. They're old. They're like scanned in or taken a picture of on your phone. I mean, it's pretty rough, right? And this client specifically doesn't want us to go get images online. Okay, fine. We'll do our absolute best, but we're working with the tools that you gave us. As long as we have an email that says that or a markup that says that, I'm safe. I'm good. If they say like on revision 3, I really don't like those images. No, Sally Sue or Karen. You did this. We already went over this on the first revision. We actually went over this in emails before we even built the website, right? In the design phase. So this is how we can just really dial in so customers absolutely love every website that we produce. And now, do we love it? Who knows? Sometimes I build websites that I love. Sometimes myself and my team build websites that I quite honestly hate, right? But the customer loves it. And because of Markup, we can make sure that it is exactly how customers like it, right? And this is the process that we use that has made us hundreds of thousands of dollars. It has helped us tremendously grow the business and has had our customers raving about the work that we do because it is always exactly what they want. So I hope this video helps. I hope you guys learned something. If you guys have other tools, suggestions, softwares, leave them in the comments. I want to help my agency grow, so this would be tremendously helpful. Other than that, I'll see you guys later. My name is Harrison Mann, the Millennial Entrepreneur. Before I go, like, subscribe, share, notification bell. Bye.